Aftershock. Warning.
You're listening to Sports Radio 1310, The Ticket's Rotten Radio.
Remember a couple weeks ago we had a feature, Mic'd at the Calf with Grego, the Hammer Williams. And that was a hidden microphone on Grego's calf, and he didn't know it, and so we could listen to him preparing for his morning show. Well, we've got a hold of some explosive and exclusive audio tape that gives the listener another peek behind the curtain here at the station.
Well, this is actually kind of dangerous for us to do this. Because,
I don't think we should do it.
Because, Norm is in his little show meeting with Frito, where they prep for their little 2-hour show.
They can't hear us.
And but Norm has, he hates technology, but he's recently got one of those little handheld recorders.
Right.
That he, show ideas, things like that come to him. So he leaves it on his desk when he's in this meeting. So finally, for the first time, I actually listened to it today, and it was funny enough that I just grabbed it and we'll just play it in here.
But these are personal messages that I don't think we have any business. First off,
I listened to it a little bit. I didn't think it was too personal.
It's not too damaging?
No. You want to listen to it? I don't know if we can hear this.
This is
I'll have to hold
little,
this little thing up to it.
It's like a 1x3 or just very small
tape with the micro cassette players.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can hear it.
Check 1 2 1 2. Remind Frito about back rub. Out.
Huh. That's kind of ambiguous.
Are the Dolphins really that good?
It's a random thought.
Tell Jared to play that. Ooh, that smells when talking about Detroit.
Why does he have to remind him so?
Work on sympathetic voice. Starting to sound a little insincere. Well, maybe not. Thank you, my friend.
God.
Ooh, you La Mo getting 6.5 at Arc State. We got our double play for the week, baby. Paid debts.
Oh, gosh.
Jimmy Christopher's been looking really hot lately. Ask him out.
What?
Well, that'll be uncomfortable.
Call Frito. Call Bruno. Call Rocky.
Who are these people?
I don't know.
And pay debts.
Oh, no, another reminder.
The poll. Thanks for the poll. I suck. I've lost 4 weeks in a row. Suckers.
Suckers?
Get a haircut. That's singular, by the way. Haircut. Look at one of them.
Oh, he does dad humor to himself.
Well, he loves his own joke.
Pay debts.
Oh, no, Norm.
I'm going to start taping those.
Oh, my goodness. That's all there is on the tape.
I don't know. I think that's kind of sorry that we played it.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't have played that on the air without his permission.
I think Frito's mad at us now.
I think Frito's about to come storming in the control room.
Well,
Hey, Frito, come on.
the interesting thing is that I've seen several of those little mini cassette recorders on everyone's desk, so perhaps
Yeah, we got them for a promotion.
perhaps in upcoming weeks here on the show we'll be able to listen to Grego's dictaphone and Reiner's.
You think so? I don't know. I don't know if we'd want to do that.
I doubt they'd leave them laying around, but we can always check their desks.
Yeah.
And who knows if everyone will actually use them.
Right.
They might just leave them laying there with nothing on them.
Well, we'll see. With that setup, I say we ought to leave this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, put that back on Norm's desk and make sure that it stays there so he'll keep using it and we can use it here on the show. All right, thanks, Gordo, for that explosive yet somewhat hidden audio here on Sports Radio 1310 The Ticket. He didn't have to do that.
It was a drop, clearly. I think that was Joe the Magic Dragon, our engineer, with the fire liquor breath.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I hope he doesn't burp again.
Smelling the place up with Rotten Radio on Sports Radio 1310 The Ticket.
Instead of that was me?
Yeah.
Huh. That was I. That sounds too highfalutin.
I know.
Old English.
Way too awkward.
Yeah.
That was me.
George? Oh, it was?
No, I was talking. No, that wasn't me. That was stupid Jeremy. I was just saying.
You said it was
I.
you.
owned up
And that
to
was
it,
me.
George.
That was
You
not
said
me.
it was you.
That was not me.
You owned up to it.
Everyone knows those are computer generated and they're played way too much.
You marked that, didn't you, Jeremy?
You made that sound and then you claimed it.
this show with 5 6th graders.
You just had to have it at Giorgio, didn't it?
This could be extremely damaging.
You're listening to Sports Radio 1310 The Tickets. Rotten Radio.
Sports Radio 1310. The Ticket.
Let's get back to Rotten
First,
Radio.
we had a somewhat shocking story come down yesterday that Justify, the Triple Crown winner, tested positive, failed a drug test 1 month before the 2018 Kentucky Derby. And so joining us now via satellite from his stable where he's been put out to pasture and is enjoying retirement, we say good morning to Justify. How are you?
Oh, man.
Got a little problem.
I got a little problem on my hands. It's just embarrassing, man.
Yeah, I bet.
I've really stepped in it here. You know, I just want people to remember I'm just the 13th Triple Crown winner in the last 100 years. Let's not mess this up with some failed drug test, all right?
Yeah, it kind of makes us look differently at it, though, you know?
Dude, I mean, really? Really,
Yeah.
guy? Come on. Come
Well,
on.
it does. I mean,
Let me ask you, George, are you a millionaire?
no.
Are you a sucker?
Well, no.
All right. Really, guy? Really? Okay. All right, man. No, let's bring it down. The substance I tested positive for was scopolamine.
Okay.
And this stuff, it occurs naturally. It's found in Jimson weed.
Okay.
So I'd smoked some Jimson weed, you know, just to relax. And Jimson weed can grow anywhere where dung is present. So it gets mixed in your feed, and that's what happens. It's environmental contamination. And I'm not responsible for that. So, you know, it was total accidental, and I think that this is a witch hunt. Now, keep in mind, my name is Justify.
That's true. You're going to justify something.
I'm making a lot of stuff up here. So.
But your claim is that it was just to relax, not for performance enhancement.
That's exactly right, Craig. And thank you for bringing that up. You know, I took some pills. I smoked that Jimson weed. I took a handful of pills. I thought they were vitamins. I thought they were simple, run-of-the-mill cocaine vitamins. And it turns out they were actually Molly, or XTC, as it's called. So I thought it was ecstasy. And, you know, this stuff happens. You know, people act like they're all surprised. But, I mean, when you have as many demands placed on you as I do, as a future Triple Crown winner, I was under a lot of pressure.
Sure.
So I basically had to do drugs.
But you're not doing drugs now, right?
Oh, I'm doing drugs now. Yeah, hell yeah.
What are you taking now?
Oh, you don't want to test me now, George. No, I mean, back then in my Triple Crown run, it was all scopolamine and cocaine, but those aren't my drugs of choice now. Now, I love penis pills. I mean, I love penis pills.
Well, you are out to stud, so
I am, Craig, and I tell you, you thought I was under pressure then to perform. I mean, now, I don't want some mayor making fun of me for being a limp D. So, I tell you, I pop Viagra all the time. I mean, I take enough penis pills that it could kill a wait.
Hey.
well, be careful there.
Dang, that's dangerous.
Be careful.
I'm overdosing on these things. I mean, but, you know, I made up to, I stud about 3 times a day.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, 3 times a day. And you know how much you get paid for it?
How much?
$150,000 a money shot. That is a money shot.
Wow.
Right there. That truly is.
So you're
you know
loaded.
what I'm talking about, George.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, you know, and at first, when I first started the whole studding part of my business, you know, I had, you know, I wasn't thinking right, and I would use the pull-out method because I was so used to, before stud days.
We don't have to hear
I
details
was
like that.
I was pulling and arcing it up into the hayloft.
All right. Yeah, that's not going to get it done.
and like there, my trainers yelled at me, going, "Man, you just lost us $150,000." I'm like, "Sorry, muscle memory." Back in my dating days or something.
Right. Yeah.
Rotten Radio.
I love you. Right. I hear the clock and it's 6 a.m. Feel so far from where I've been. BAP. I've got my eggs, got my pancakes too. Got my maple syrup, everything but you. Right. I break the yolks, I make a smiley face. Kinda like it in my brand new place. I wipe the spots off the mirror, don't leave my keys in the door. Never put wet towels on the floor anymore. But dreams last for so long, even after you're gone. And I know that you love me, and soon you will see you were meant for me. Buddy, I was meant for you. Called my mama, she was out for a walk. And sold a cup of coffee, but that sumbitch wouldn't talk. Picked up the paper, it was more bad news. Rusty Greer was traded for Moises Alou, but
when radio spoils, it's rotten.
We do have a cell phone number for him, so let's call him and try to track him down. I guess he's at home? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Hello?
Yeah, is this Tony Romo?
This is Tony.
Hey, Tony, it's the Dunham Miller Show on The Ticket. How's it going?
Oh, hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey, can we talk to you for a second?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So, we haven't seen you since the end of the season. Where are you right now?
Oh, right now?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Mexico.
Oh, you are?
Oh, wow.
It's kind of my, home away from home.
Uh-huh.
I always can't wait to get here, That's what I think about all throughout the season. Just, when can I get to Mexico?
Uh-huh.
Every time I'm behind center when playing football,
uh-huh.
I'm thinking about Mexico. So here I am. I've got Jessica on one arm, Bobby Carpenter on the other. Got a Dos Equis in my hand and a Great Gatsby hat on my head. Life couldn't be better.
Well, I would think it could. Yeah. I would think it could be better. I mean, you guys could be in the playoffs right now. What about not being? In the playoffs?
Not making the playoffs. If that's the worst thing that happens to me in my life, then I'm okay. Worst things could happen. I could lose my iPhone. Okay. I could lose one of my Great Gatsby hats. Love those. Could not get into Ghost Bar one night.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
That would be bad?
Tons of worse things.
Huh.
Tons of worse things.
It's you guys that make a big deal about losing a football game.
Well, it's
you guys don't have life in perspective. But I do. So, I can't worry about all the, you guys out there in the media.
Yeah. Well, us in the media.
You seem awfully nonchalant about it. Cowboy fans live and die with this team. And
football's football.
Are you that way about everything in life? Are you so nonchalant? Are you that way about the economy and the problems?
Well, why would I worry about the economy? That's you guys' job. I make enough to never run out of money.
Yeah, I don't know. Better look out.
I don't even win playoff games, and I get paid that much. So,
All right. What about some humanitarian conflict, like what's going on at the Gaza Strip right now?
That's you guys are going to write what you're going to write about that. The only strip I care about is the one Jessica gets waxed. So.
Oh, my gosh, Tony.
That's just a fact.
All right,
I got it in perspective.
This allegedly Tony Romo.
What was that?
Football.
Football.
Football is football.
No, it's a game. Football's a game. Mm-hmm. Football's supposed to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And, go out there and have fun. If you don't win, it's that's you guys.
That's us.
It's us.
even though we're not playing. Okay, so what about changes for next year? Does the team need some changes?
I'm not worried about changes. I think that if we have changes, you got to get rid of Jason Garrett.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Get rid of all the black receivers, replace them with Jason Witten.
Oh, my gosh.
Make sure Bobby Carpenter makes the team again so I have a travel buddy. Maybe a few more West Coast games so I can see middle school perform.
It'll be hard to arrange, I think.
I'm not worried about too much. I'm just going to relax, try to have fun, try not to think about football.
About what?
Football.
I think he's saying football,
yeah.
The only thing I'm worried about, first-class airfare to L.A., making sure that's reasonably priced. Quality tea times at Sweet Courses.
Sweet Courses.
And, of course, getting great lids from Great Gatsby's in New York. It's great haberdashery.
Well, it sounds like you got a handle on things, Tony.
Well, that's you saying that. It's you guys.
Well, yeah,
you guys
it was me saying that, but I'm just
saying. That's the bottom line. Football's football, and it's supposed to be fun, and I don't care about the Cowboy fan unless they're blonde and have a few albums out.
Okay.
All right, guys. All right,
You heard it.
guys. All right, guys.
That's
All
what
right, guys.
Adios.
Okay, guys. Adios.
See ya. That's allegedly Tony Romo from Mexico.
1310, The Ticket.
We're headed for crazy Fort Worth this week. This Thursday, in fact. We will be at Razoo's at Sundance Square down on Main Street down there. You can register to win free movie passes and ticket T-shirts as well, and help support the Ticket Squid Supply Drive. We're collecting school supplies at every road show and appearance from now until August 19th. We have Guys Night Out that night. And P1s who bring in a donation will receive a free voucher for Dallas Burn tickets, and anyone who brings in everything on the list will get a free ticket T-shirt. And what is on the list is the following: 24-count crayons, markers, colored pencils, number 2 pencils, glue, blunt-tip scissors, spiral notebooks, composition notebooks, notebook paper, and folders.
And coffee.
Now, Grego, you will notice the Big Chief tablet didn't make
Big Chief
it.
tablet, nor the Husky pencil.
Right.
By the way, big shout out to our buddy Scooter Hatfield.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you should see the box of stuff he sent up here. Unbelievable. I mean, he sent like 3 of everything. So he's got T-shirts coming to him like he needs one.
All donations benefit Bowie Elementary School in Oak Cliff.
You need to ask the question.
Yeah, sure do. What about little TG? But anyway, that'll be at Razoo's this Thursday with a little hardline in Sundance Square in crazy Fort Worth.
Stuff to do? Stuff to talk about?
Oh, yeah. You're really going to do this, huh?
Go to the dead?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want me to? Don't you think I'll have fabulous tales?
No, I do want you to.
Okay.
I do want you to. And you know what else I want you to do?
What?
I want you to enjoy this.
Oh, I will.
Because this will be the last time you ever do anything like this.
What? Why?
Snake.
You don't think my wife will let me?
Well, I don't know. She may let you, but you just won't want to after this.
You think this is it?
Yes.
This is the end of my youth.
This is it.
Right here.
This is it.
You're so wrong.
I mean, this is a definitive line of demarcation for the Cobra.
Are you going with Huey?
No. No, I'm not going with Huey. I think you're wrong.
You will come back from this knowing, beyond even the slightest shadow of a doubt, that you've had it.
Well, in September, I'm going to Austin City Limits for 3 days.
You may be rethinking that after this.
No. No.
I just want you on that 7 a.m. flight where you can fly out with us.
I mean, I may be such a wreck.
Man, we got to go to Laurel Canyon.
Yeah,
you got to go to Topanga Canyon.
I mean, we're going to...
We're going to see where the hippies were.
And I can guarantee you...
Well,
don't
you
you want to do that?
I'm see where the hippies are today?
I know how things are, and I'm going to be the one that has to wait on you and go get you. It always happens.
If I come in Monday morning, if I land at 8 a.m., L.A. time, we'll get the engineer to come get me, or Georgie or something. You don't have to come get me.
Somehow it'll fall to me. Somehow it will fall to me, and I'll have to do it. I mean, they'll play that card. Hey, look, you don't have to be on the air till 1. So that card will be played, and I will have to fight my ass through morning traffic in L.A. So have your ass on that flight with us.
Hopefully it's open.
What? Why was I late?
Yeah, why were you late to work? You came in,
Well,
we had already completed
You came in
our meeting.
all flustered, and we asked you why you were late, and you just said, for the air.
Yeah,
So,
I had
Ryan,
something that
meet
was
the air.
kind of hairy happened to me.
Really?
That I've never
think
had
you may
happen to me
poo-poo.
before.
What's that? I hope it wasn't anything serious like a car accident.
Well,
'cause
no.
That's happened to you before,
No,
too.
it was nothing like that.
Airbags deployed.
Dingleberry.
No, it had nothing
Notice
to
I'm
do with
asking
car
legitimate
accidents.
questions.
It had nothing to do with poop.
All right, what was it? What happened?
This is shocking, then.
It was an elevator incident.
Here?
Yes.
Did you get stuck in the elevator?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
For how long?
Elevator. When the hell did I say that? Elevator.
About 10 minutes or so, I guess.
10 minutes in an elevator. Were you by yourself?
Yeah.
Were you calling anyone?
Well, yeah, I finally decided I probably should make some attempt to contact other forms of human life out there.
So you were by yourself?
Were you alone, or did you hook up? Did you with a lady? Maybe a guy?
No. I was on there by myself. I didn't hook up, and there was no lady or guy for me to hook up with.
Look, dude, this is it. Take your pants off.
You know, I've always feared that.
Have you never been stuck in an elevator before?
No.
Really?
Never have.
Amazing.
Did you start singing this song when he was easing his pants down?
Hope his name wasn't Sarge.
Well, did you just sit in the corner and cry?
Well, no, I didn't sit in the corner and cry.
I would have.
It was the elevator out in the parking garage, which for some reason I take. I don't know why, but I doubt if I'll be doing it anymore.
It's one flight of stairs.
I know. For some reason, I've always taken the elevator, and I don't, like I say, I don't know why. But I get on there, and everything is going very well. We're having a normal trip up from B2 to 1. And we get to 1. The door opens, as it normally does, but then before I can react to it, because there's usually no need to, hasten one's departure off the elevator, the door closes again. It opened about, that much and then closed again.
It's about 1.5 feet?
Yeah. And then it started going up. Didn't stop anywhere. It started going down. Went all the way down. Hit the bottom. Started bouncing a few times.
Oh, man. That's scary.
And finally, I said, I'll hit door open and see what happens. We hit door open. Nothing did.
Whoops.
It starts going back up again. I said, okay, I'll hit 1. Doesn't stop at 1, goes all the way up, stops there, bounces a few times.
Oh, dear.
Then goes back down again.
With the lights lit? Like
Oh, yeah.
You hit 1 and it's lit?
Yeah, it appeared to be normal operations.
So did you grab the phone out of there? The emergency phone and call someone?
Well, no, I didn't do that. I'm, willing to ride this thing out a little while longer.
You've ridden it up and down twice.
Because surely this is just a momentary aberration. And once it got down to the bottom and bounced a few times, I said, okay, let's hit 1 again and see what happens. So we hit 1 again.
Oh.
It goes up to 1, stops, and the same thing happens. And I was not in much of a state of operational readiness to grab all my junk and get off of there. So the doors opened about yay far again and then closed right up.
So you went back to the same routine?
Right. We repeated the whole process. Up, stop, bounce, down, stop, and bounce.
Now, when you say bounce, what do you mean?
That sounds kind of dicey.
Was it shaking?
Boom, boom.
Yeah, I mean, not real hard bouncing or anything like that. But, I mean, you could tell the thing was not working right.
Boom!
Were you
Boom!
scared a little bit?
Well, I mean, you know, in that situation, you're always wondering, hey, what if I'm in here for about 4 or 5 hours? You know, what happens then?
Then you you Bruce Willis it and Die Hard. You
Totally.
pop the top and start climbing the rope up and kill a couple of Germans on your way out. Were you gassy in there?
No.
How did you make it 10 minutes without having to tinkle?
Yeah. I guarantee you leaked. You leaked on yourself when you were scared.
Would you like to check my undies?
No.
I'll let you check my undies if you want, and you will see that they are totally leak-free.
Can you imagine if you were real
There's
gassy?
been no type of seepage whatsoever.
You're real gassy, and the elevator finally does open up, and some guy walks in with a cigarette, and the whole thing blows. Takes down the whole building.
We're in our meeting room to see the elevator fly up. See this pair
fly right by the window.
See this pair of jean shorts fly out the top of the elevator.
His fiery jean shorts.
So I guess the song is true. You farted and flew into outer space.
That's a scare. Have you ever been stuck in an elevator?
No. Never.
Have you?
Yes. You know where?
Where?
The World Trade Center.
No way.
Yeah. You know who with? Chris Arnold. We were stuck on about the 75th floor.
I know that's right.
In between the 75th floor.
Sure.
And you couldn't have fit a piece of paper in there.
When you're
it was so
on
crowded.
75, you don't know.
Oh, no.
Ask Chris about it sometime.
How long were you on there?
And when you're on
About an
81,
hour?
people do.
An hour?
About an hour.
And you're so claustrophobic? Were you freaking out?
I was about to.
You want some popcorn while we're waiting, Greg?
Yeah, World Trade Center.
Wow.
It's the only time I've ever been stuck in an elevator.
I got a box sitting in my lap.
So who got you out? I mean, what eventually happened?
Well, finally, you know, they keep that phone locked up, but on the other side, there's that thing where you can press the button and talk to them. So I talked to him. I pressed the button and started talking to him, saying, hey, I'm stuck on this elevator out here. And the guy came back and said something to me. Needless to say, I couldn't understand it. So I just told him, look, dude, I can't understand what you're saying. So finally...
Was it a bad connection or just he was a bad communicator?
Probably both. So finally, I just moved all my junk, which was sitting on the floor by this time, up to near the door, and I was going to try to do the one thing again.
Where I jump out real fast?
Yeah, where I hit one and maybe, can hold the door open long enough to, grab my stuff and get out of there. And that worked out for me.
So it did just crack open and
then it cracked open about that far, and I kind of wedged my leg in there and grabbed all my junk and slithered out.
God, that's dangerous.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. It is. Because what if it would have taken off and
you slide up?
Yeah, and you
get cut
ripped
in
your
half.
legs off.
Somebody got their head cut off, or an arm.
A little kid died here in Highland Park in one of those condos.
Elevator.
Right by the station, actually. A little kid got his terrible story. A little like 5-year-old kid. I mean, it's dangerous to do that, but you got out. So.
Yeah, it'd been a bummer.
Yeah, it probably would have been a bummer.
That would suck.
Yeah, it kind of would have.
Well, good. I'm glad you're out.
Anyway, that's why I was late today.
Okay, that's excused.
Was that an excused tardiness?
Yes.
Well, it was crazy, man. I was thinking all kinds of crazy stuff.
The bouncing, that's what would have freaked me out.
I mean, it wasn't big, violent bouncing or anything like that, but you could tell that thing wasn't working right. And I went down there to tell the guy about it, and there was some woman down there telling him the same story that I was about to tell him.
I wonder if it was all of them, or just that one.
I don't know.
So you're done with it?
I'm done with that elevator, I'll tell you that.
Good boy.
Well, the Rangers have been on an elevator in Baltimore this weekend, and that elevator was going down quick. We'll get to that next.
And they've got a bar which is 10 feet away from us.
That's what makes it the greatest.
Starting with the biggest show coming to town this week, we're going to start drinking.
Yeah. That's what the Hardline does every day.
I know.
When they go out.
All right. This drop has taken on new life once again here on this station, and I think it's because of the emergency break of the week last week.
Yeah, Rhines.
When Rhines thought this was actually Jason Garrett? Well, we'll let you decide for yourself. We thought since people are talking about the blank and blueberries drop, that we would revisit the origin of this. So we take you back to the spring of 2018 and that Amazon series on the Cowboys, All or Nothing, and we were exploring it and listening to some of the audio.
The new Cowboys 2017 season series, All or Nothing. And about 30 minutes ago, we reviewed the first couple of episodes. And it's really interesting and somewhat shocking to see Jason Garrett cussing so much because he is so robotic and so dry and so plain vanilla every time you hear him in a press conference. But, man, he lets the F word fly and everything else. And we've also heard Jerry cussing a little bit in this series. And
do you think they overcuss to get player cred?
Yes,
or cred with players?
Forced overcussing. And this is actually on their website, on their extras on the website for the show.
Yeah.
They had this.
Well, you got some extras.
Yeah,
huh?
and I thought this was pretty telling.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, take a listen. Jason.
All right, listen, guys, we're out there playing football, okay? If you don't want to play football, fine. If you want to your mother, you can stay home, okay? We don't tolerate any pussyfooting around, okay?
I think you can say that.
Coach, we're sending out for lunch. Sorry to interrupt. You want anything for lunch?
Yeah, let me see the menu. Okay, let me have some waffles. And none of that waffle mix from the goddamn store. I'm talking home-made waffles. Also, if they have any organic strawberries, I'd like some of those. And some really kick-ass blueberries. I love those big-ass blueberries. You know what I'm saying? Love those blueberries. All right, that'll do it. All right. Hey, and get something for yourself, too.
This is in front of the team he's ordering?
Yeah. Make your balls happy, you know what I'm saying? Got to have happy balls, right? All right, thanks. All right, guys, listen big ass up right now. I want all your asses facing me, right at me, right now. Okay? No, God damn it, turn around. I mean your faces, not your actual asses facing me. All right? I don't want to be staring down your butt when I'm trying to motivate you, okay?
Oh,
I'm not screaming into your rectum just because all you mother people are literalists, okay? Okay, now I want to tell you a story. A motivational story. I was in my Bible study the other night. There was a passage. It was a passage where Paul was talking about having compassion for your fellow man. And that's what I want to see on this team. Some mother compassion for your fellow teammates. Okay?
Jason, can I talk to you for a moment? Can you come over here?
Hold on, guys. I got to talk to Mr. Jones. Yeah, Jerry, what's up?
Jason, maybe tone it down on the cussing a little bit.
Why? That's what makes the players really listen to me. I don't want them to think I'm some kind of soft, wet.
Good Lord, you make me so uncomfortable. And I'm from Arkansas. No, Jason, listen, I'm just asking nicely. Please stop cussing, especially around Charlotte. She told me the other day that you called her a mother licking wad.
I was just being playful, Mr. Jones.
Well, in that case, I'll tell you what, let's compromise. I'll let you cuss if you start winning playoff games.
Oh, well, that's a tough trade-off. But okay, I tell you what, I'll do it. Deal?
Yeah, that's a mother deal.
Wow.
Okay.
So those are just some of the...
Okay, Giorgio, I don't know if you noticed, but I was a couple minutes late to the show this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I was really trying to get here on time and was doing pretty well at one point. I was trying to make good time to such a performance degree that I saw some flashing blue and red lights back behind me.
Nobody gets pulled over more on the ticket than the great Gordo.
I don't know about that.
Man, it seems like my perception of it is once or twice a year.
Oh, then your perception is
low?
Is underrating how many times I get pulled over.
Oh, no.
Yeah. No, I'd say I get pulled over a couple times a year.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
It seems like it.
Probably 3 or 4.
Seems like it's usually on the way to the show, too.
I'm always hauling ass.
Well, why don't you leave earlier and you won't have to haul so much ass?
There's not so many people on the road except for me and cops, so it's I always think it works out, you know? It should be a time, it should be a safe space for me.
Well, apparently it didn't work out this morning.
It didn't. Because this guy pulls me over, and I look down at my speedometer, and I'm like, ugh. I don't know whether he really locked on to me right before I had slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, you always wonder that. Boy, where did he catch me? Before I hit the brakes, or
yeah, before I locked him up, or afterwards. So I'm in the middle of a power slide when I see his lights back behind me. But so he pulls me over, and I'm caught in that uncomfortable circumstance where I was on the tollway. I was actually coming from a different location.
You treat the tollway like an Autobahn.
I thought it was.
No, it's not.
I thought it was made by the same people who made the Autobahn.
You're not the only one. Man, I get on that tollway and people, they're trying to qualify for something.
That's right. Life. I'm trying to win at life. See that guy right there? He speeds. We all speed on the tollway. That's what it's there for. It's kind of a testing ground for vehicles. You got to see how much you can open up your engine.
What is the speed limit generally? 60, 65?
I thought it didn't have speed limits.
65? 70.
70? But that's more of a suggestion, though, isn't it? Just suggested speed, 70.
Man.
Give or take.
Okay. Maybe I was thinking of the Bush that's like 60 or 65.
Ugh. Okay. That's way too old. You've gotten up to 80? I don't know if I've gotten down to 80 on one of these roads over here.
That does not impress Gordon. Hey, I went 80. Doesn't even faze him. I can't wait to hear what this.
So I'm going what
the radar said.
I'm going my normal speed. My normal speed. And I see the lights, and I'm in the uncomfortable position of it's the tollway. I'm not going to pull over on the shoulder of the tollway to have an exchange with this officer. I'm going to wait.
That's good.
To get off of the tollway and find a clean, well-lighted place where he and I can exchange our ideas as to what we think the speed limit should be. So I am waiting for an exit. I'm in one of those uncomfortable areas where next exit is not for like 2.5 miles.
So at this point, he's calling for backup. We got a runner.
He's preparing to run. Preparing to run.
Tollway.
So I'm not, and of course I've really slowed down here to show him. Like I'm planning to tell him, hey, could you do me a favor? Could you average my speeds? Take the one that you caught me on, and then this incredibly slow speed that I'm going now, and just kind of average them together. I think you'll get around speed limit there.
He's slowing down. I think it's kind of an OJ thing.
So yeah, I'm going like I swear to you, I'm going like 50 now. Like I've slowed way down to 50. I'm in the far right lane, trying to find an exit.
Ticks him off.
You think it ticks him off to slow down?
A little bit, and yeah, because now you're on the Autobahn, you're going 50. Of course, he's got his lights on, so everyone's going to slow down anyway.
Yeah.
But I think that's a real good one. How long can you keep that going before you get to the exit?
Well, that's my problem. Is I got long exit, so I've got like 2.5 miles for the next exit, and I'm going 50. Now, if I was going my previous speed, I could have made it to that exit in 2.5 seconds. But now I'm going 50, and it's taken like 10 minutes to get to this next exit. And I think you're right. I think he had called in.
We got A.J. Cowlings driving this vehicle. Slow speed chase in progress.
People were holding up banners in the overpasses. Go, Gordo, go. Although I'm driving, I'm still in the back seat with a gun at my head.
Oh, my gosh.
So I finally get off the highway. But I'm very self-conscious because it does look like I'm doing something suspicious by driving so slowly. Exit, and I have to keep going. I'm like, oh, well, it's not too well lit right
place
there.
Is not open yet.
So I'm passing on the first place I could pull over, passing on the second one, trying to find a well-lighted place. So it's really starting to look like something is going on with this motorist.
Oh, man, I can see where this is going.
Finally, I see a hotel, and it has a well-lit parking lot. So I pull in there, and I slam my car in park. And I get out and face the officer and start yelling, "You want some of this? You want some
Oh,
of this?"
gosh.
No, I didn't do that. I stayed in the car. I turned on my interior lights
So we can see
me
okay,
clearly.
that's a good one. I hadn't heard of. That's a good idea. I've never done that, being pulled over at night.
Right.
That's a good idea.
Right. He's sitting in his car. He's observing me. I turn on my interior lights. I show him my hands. I showed him I had a like a replica Glock that's a BB gun kind of thing, and I was showing that in the rearview mirror just to show him it was a replica. That wasn't a wise move, turns out.
Oh, man. Police shootings are a problem.
That is most definitely true, and I withdraw the Glock humor of the replica.
All
right. So I turn on the interior lights. That part is true. He approaches and does the old. You
want to tell me why you didn't pull over back there?
No.
That's my prediction.
Guess what? He did not question me on that.
Okay.
I think he appreciated the kindness that I showed him in getting to a safe location instead of locking him up there and pulling over on the shoulder of the tollway.
Because I've gone like 50 yards before and been asked that question. Why didn't you pull over when I first put on my lights?
Was it a long time ago?
Yes, it was like 10 years ago.
Right. And I think that has changed.
Now. Okay, that's good.
I think that's changed. They want you to get off the highway and to a safe place and all that now. So he didn't ask me about that, but he did approach the window and do the old, "You have any idea how fast you're going?"
No, I was hoping you would tell me that because I didn't know.
I even think some stand-up comic did this. Said, "Why are you asking me that? Don't you have like an accurate measuring instrument in your car that can tell me exactly how fast I was going? Why is my estimate of it so important to this process?" But I said, "No, but I'm assuming it was offensive to you."
Did you really say that?
Because clearly you pulled me over.
It's offensive. That's offensive. I'm pulling him over.
So he goes, "Is there any reason why you're in a hurry this morning?"
Just tell him about our show.
Well, this is always an awkward moment for me because I don't know how much to say and how much to withhold.
Tell him there's a sale going on at Phantom Tree Farm.
Yeah, I said, "Hey, look,
I got to get there fast."
I actually am the one person who actually buys Chinaberry trees, and they have one that they're getting rid of. No, because you don't want to say that you work in the media,
right?
Because it could go one of two ways. Either it sounds like, "Do you know who I am?" which is offensive.
Yeah.
Or it marks you as they can tell all their buddies, "Yeah, the jackass at the ticket." I don't want to give the ticket a bad name by being a speeding guy. You got pulled over and all that.
So did you just say generically, "I'm going to work"?
So I said, well, first of all, I panic. I just answer him and say, "Well, I got to get on the air in 2 minutes," or something like that. I actually gave
Stretch the truth?
Yes. Well, it was like I said 15 minutes, something. And he goes, where are you going? I said, "Well, I just got to go to work. I have to be at work soon, and there's kind of a hard limit on when I have to actually be there." And he goes, "Okay, what do you do?" I said, "Well, I work for a sports radio station.
I make fun of police officers every day.
I do a talk show on a sports radio station." "Oh, really? What station?" I said, "It's the Ticket sports station."
One of you guys, huh?
No.
All right.
Which I was worried about that. Because if you say the wrong station,
right,
then he could
never
write
heard
you
of
up a
it.
ticket right there, right? So I say the Ticket. He goes, "Oh, I don't listen to talk radio."
All right, had to let you
He
know.
big time me
not
on that.
interested
Yeah.
in your career.
That's my career was not important. And at the current time, I'm driving in a luxury vehicle. And
I can't keep up
And he
with
goes,
all your
"Oh,
cars.
talk radio must pay pretty good, huh?"
Wow. Well, I have been in the morning for 25 years
I did
now.
not put on a Jody Dean voice and say that.
I didn't say that was Jody Dean.
I said, "This is a rather extremely used car." And it is. It's a very old car that you can get less than a Honda Accord these days. But he goes, "All right, well, the reason I pulled you over,"
here we go,
"is because you were going blank and a blank." So you want to fill in this and see if you can get it?
I will guess
The
speed limit 70.
70, so you got the second part
I
of the
will
answer.
guess 80.
You already got partial credit.
I will guess 87 miles an hour.
He said, well, you were doing 89 in a 70.
Jeez, man.
And I immediately think, thank God he caught me after I locked him up.
Because that's the last part where you saw the it going down there about 89.
He caught the speedometer in a free fall at that point.
You've got to slow down.
And I say, oh man, I feel horrible. I'm sorry, officer. All that stuff, and he goes, can I see license and registration? He really didn't even have this big a country accent. I don't know why I'm doing this. But I say, yeah, and I do the thing where I'm informing him of all my actions inside the car. I'm reaching inside my front pocket for my wallet, my license and registration. I don't want to do any sort of sudden movement or I don't want him to see me reaching for anything.
Yeah.
So I narrate all my actions. I'm just going to reach inside my pocket and get my wallet. No, that's fine, sir. And my insurance is in there. I'm just going to pull it out here and everything. Yeah, that's fine, sir. And then also my license. Just give me the stuff. You don't have to narrate everything.
You're always on the air, huh? Okay, yeah.
Boy, getting started early on the talk show, aren't you?
I'll tell you what, get out of the car.
Get out of the car and take your pants down.
Wow.
Oh. That escalated quickly, sorry. So he takes my license and registration and then goes back there for the slow wait. I've got to do the slow wait. He's going to get back there and check his email and
paid everything.
Surf around, see what's on Fox News website. And
I paid all parking tickets. Does that count?
Has YouTube had any new videos uploaded lately? So he's checking it all out back there in that car. And I'm just having to wait. So finally he comes back and hands me this piece of paper here.
Los Boleto.
He goes, I'm giving you a very stern warning.
No way!
Yes!
No way! So you didn't learn your lesson.
Yes.
You're going to crank it right back up when you go back home.
Well, I
today.
meant to tell you, after he made the comment about my car, and I said, hey, this is an extremely used car, old car, because it is. It's like 6-7 years old. He says, well, I drive a 2009 Dodge, so... so right there he was setting up a little, I don't know, he was doing class warfare on me or something. I don't know. He was occupying Wall Street on me. But I made some comments about the Dodge, and he kind of backed away from me, went back, and that's when he went and did his paperwork and came back with this warning. And when he came back and gave me the very stern warning, we bonded over talking about Hemi engines and their torque powers, and we got into torque.
Oh, so that's why you were late. You had
diesels. And
we're click and clack all of a sudden.
Yeah, all of a sudden we're doing click and clack talk show. We're doing an automotive talk show together. It was great. Nice guy, young guy, who's I guess a state trooper. What are the guys who give you tickets on the tollway? State troopers. Yeah. And this guy was really nice and calm, handled everything well. He wasn't an escalator.
19 over. Usually you get...
He told me, he said, dude, that is right on the line of what I won't tolerate,
Yeah.
I think that 20 mile an hour over is when they just take you straight to jail and fire a warning shot into your foot for good measure. But,
oh, man.
But
well,
a very stern
made
warning.
it.
And I did learn my lesson because I didn't speed too much coming
from there
the rest of the way. Yeah.
Okay.
I maintained a respectful
I hope you do slow down because I legitimately do worry about the speed at which you drive.
Why?
Because I think so many accidents are caused by speed.
Yes, that's true. But that's like so many accidents are caused by jackass speeding.
Yes.
I'm a tasteful,
that's right.
Tasteful speeder.
That's right. And you seem to be a poster boy for jackass speeding.
I think a lot of the speeding and crashes involve alcohol. And I don't
sure
drink,
a lot of them do. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of them do.
This was a very fine officer. And
man, unbelievable.
He taught me a lesson. You know what? I listened to him because he was nice, respectful. He was keeping the citizens safe. And
well,
so
maybe all your precaution, maybe that impressed him.
Right.
Turning on the dome light
Now,
and all that stuff.
It got a
Narration.
little weird after he gave me the warning, and then I insisted on a strip search. I said, it's my right to require a strip search. I want you to search my body. I want a full body cavity search. As is my right. Huh?
How was it?
I finished. I finished.
Last
telling the
segment, we talked about unconventional house pets and the news story that Des Bryant has a new pet monkey, a baby monkey named Dallas Bryant. Well, joining us now on the ticket hotline is Dez's new pet monkey. We say good morning to Dallas Bryant. Hi, Dallas.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm making a lot of news, aren't I?
Yeah, you're pretty much everywhere.
It doesn't sound like you're on the phone. We have you on our satellite hookup from Valley Ranch.
Yeah, that's what I told your producer. What's his name?
Yeah, Fernando.
Yeah. Sorry, I've been smoking a lot lately.
Smoking?
Yeah, hanging around Dez. He's got me smoking a lot, so.
Well, how long have you been, I guess, Dez's pet?
Oh, about a couple months or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Des bought me from some old Chinese guy in Richardson for about $2,000, and Chinese guy warned him not to expose me to sunlight or to get me wet, but Des done both.
Okay, he's not a very good owner so far.
No, he's not.
Well, we understand that you're a smaller monkey, that you may only grow to be 22 inches or so in height.
No, that ain't true.
Oh, no?
No, I'm going to get big. I'm projected to be about 7'3" or so.
7'3"?
Wow.
Yeah, and then I bet Des will take me out and dump me in the country.
Hope
then
not.
I'll have to turn into a chupacabra or something.
Well, that would be terrible.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
Kill pets and kids to stay alive.
Fingers crossed that doesn't happen.
Yeah, well, whatever.
This is Dallas Bryant, Dez's new pet baby monkey.
Yeah, Des, he makes me like to entertain his friends when they come over.
Like by doing what?
Making martinis and stuff like that. Makes me run into the room and throw up the X. Old Terrence Williams really gets a kick out of that.
Does he?
Yeah, and Des always want me to eat breakfast with him, too.
Oh, okay.
Now, see, I can understand that. I think that'd be a good way to start the day.
He eats barbecue every damn meal, too. I don't like that. You know, I like to eat rabbits and geese and all that.
Mm-hmm. And all that.
Grubs.
What?
Grubs.
Grubworms?
Grubworms.
Hey, can you give us any insight? Is Des going to play on Sunday?
Hell if I know. I don't know nothing about that.
Well, you're around him all the time.
Yeah, but the time I spend with him, we go out to eat and play skee ball and stuff like that.
Okay.
Where do you go out to eat?
Well, on Friday night he took me out, pissed me off, made me wear a seatbelt in the front of his car. Yeah, and he took me to a TGI Fridays, and when we pulled up, I seen that sign, and I said, "Shut up." They got these. TGI Fridays get tater skins all day. Effing awesome, man.
You loved it.
Loved it. But I tell you, I'm going to turn on Des at some point.
No, please don't. The Cowboys
do
need him.
We're monkeys, man. We're unpredictable. We're crazy pets.
See, I think so, too. It sounds a little crazy.
We'll rip your legs off. You glance away from us.
Wow.
2 seconds. Tear your vagina out.
Well,
hey,
What?
easy.
What?
Let's not get so violent.
I'll tuck your nuts back up in you.
I tell you what, Dallas, I think we're going to let you go.
Well, that's very childish.
So childish.
Dallas.
Stop that.
Go to hell.
Golly.
All right, we'll see you. That's Dallas Bryant.
I don't think I like Des having that as a pet.
That definitely sounds like a crazy pet.
Send to the Ticket Audio Vault.
Let's open up the audio vault. It's hermetically sealed, and of course we drain all the oxygen out of it after we close that door because we want to preserve this audio. The ticket's been around for 16 years. We got a lot of classic audio that must be protected. Well, I take your request at Gordon at GordonKeith.com is my email address, and a lot of people email in and they want to hear old bits. Well, I've selected a fake Grego bit this time. Fake Grego is my favorite character of all time up here at the Ticket. It was very loosely based on the guy who used to work here. The character, the fake character, took on a life of its own and got bigger than life. This is a fake Grego bit that I don't even remember recording.
Really?
Yeah. I'm estimating this is from about the year 2000. 99. Okay. And we've done fake Grego in all kinds of scenarios. A security guard, doing a personal ads, spelling bee, program director. We put him in every kind of scenario. This is Grego doing like a Love Lines kind of show. Okay?
Okay.
And to me, this is an interesting fake Grego thing because it's not as quite as full, over-the-top, yelling, screaming, Tasmanian devil-y. It's got a lot of really awkward pauses in it and a lot of tension in it. So here is, presented for the first time since 1999, fake Grego Love Lines.
All right. Welcome back to the Ticket Love Line, the show that allows you to give all the intimate details of your love life. I'm your host, Sweet Grego. Give us a call. Let me hear from you. It's 214-RGW-LOVE, L-O-V-E, RGW-LOVE. Or you can give us a call at the wireless call at Start to Pound It at 1310. All right. Let's go to the phones. Sherry and Grapevine, you're on the Ticket with Sweet Grego. What's up, whore?
Hi, this is Sherry, and first of all, don't call me a whore.
I can call you whatever I want, whore.
Well, can I give you my problem?
All right, first of all, are you fat?
Fat?
Yeah, are you fat?
I'm not real. I'm not fat. I'm not real skinny.
That means you're fat.
Well, I'm height weight proportionate. If that's what you mean.
F-A-P, fat. What's your problem, Peggy?
Well, me and my boyfriend, we just can't communicate.
Oh, you can't communicate, can you? Well, do what I do and use a lot of country witticism. Sweet Grego, ouch! All right, we're going to go back to the phones now. We got
Never left.
Ginger on the line. No way, no Ginger. Expo, hang up on her.
That's right.
No Gingers on the Sweet Grego show. Give us a call, 214-RGW-LOVE. RGW, love. All right, let's go back to the phones now. Let's go to Julie and Addison. Julie. You're on the Ticket Love Line with Sweet Grego. What's up, Sweet Pants?
Hi, this is Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Hey. Well, I just can't seem to meet nice guys, you know?
How big are your boobs?
Well, I don't think that's any of your business. Well,
how big are your boobs?
Well, I'm just not going to talk about that. Now, this is my problem. You know, I just go to these bars, and I meet all these sleazy guys. I can't seem to meet any nice guys.
How big are they? Got some melons there?
I'm very offended. Can't you just answer my question?
How big are your boobs?
That's irrelevant.
Like apples? Right. How big are they? Let me hear from you.
Time. Take.
All right, she hung up on it. All right, Grego Love Line in full force here. Give us a call. 1-2-1-4.
Wow.
Man.
What a classic piece of audio that is.
Not heard in 12 years.
In 12 years. And like I said, I only vaguely remember even recording that. I didn't remember at all when Jared first started playing it for me.
Back when Dead Air Humor was really big on the station.
Dead Air Humor. I love Dead Air Humor. So we're closing the audio vault, the classic audio vault, for another week. But if you have a request that you'd like to hear from the Ticket Archives, email me, Gordon@GordonKeith.com, and we'll see if we can get it on the air for you.
8:49.
All right, you heard the man. It is time for us to tackle the moment that you, the Ticket P1, voted as number 2 in the 25-year history of this thing. Out of all the crazy stuff that has happened on this crazy son of a bitch of a radio station, this is the one that you thought was second. And the one you thought was first was really not that crazy.
The reaction to 9/11?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't much crazy going on. But if you want to get down to crazy, then I guess you could say, in your mind, this is the craziest of them all.
So this is it. We'll play this, and then we'll get into the whats and whys and hows and whens. This is the moment.
We are talking with the number one cop in Dallas, the number one cop, the commissioner, chief of police, David Kunkel. What, do you like this gig?
No, I love my job. It's
that wasn't the question. Do you like your job?
No, I said, do I love? Maybe I didn't understand the question.
Okay, I mean, do you like being chief of police?
I swear.
What? Do you like this gig?
Every time I listen to it, I hear something that I either had never noticed before or had kind of glossed over or maybe even forgotten about. It's just, it is the bit that keeps on giving.
Well, let us introduce our very, very special guest. The one, the only.
The number one cop.
Yes,
the
commissioner. The great David Kunkel.
Yeah.
Hi, Dave.
Thank you.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good.
So,
that wasn't the question.
You're not on the... yes, it was.
How are you?
You're not on the front pages of the paper anymore, which is probably a good thing, meaning you're not in trouble in your retirement years. What have you been doing here lately?
Run every day, walk the dogs, read the newspapers.
You're living the life.
Yeah, I just enjoy what I do and the pace I want to do it at.
So you're enjoying your job?
Yes.
Excellent. See how easy that was?
Yes, it's very easy. Still listening to us?
Yes, not so much because I don't have a normal commuting pattern.
Right.
When I did, but the ticket's always on to my ratings. I'm a P1, always listens to the ticket. I'm still trying to make sense of jocular edification.
Yeah, we are too.
And every day I'll contemplate what that means and still working on it.
Okay. All right.
Well, I made it up. I am too, if that makes you feel any better.
So here we are all these years later. I believe this was in 2006 or 7. This moment, Danny?
This moment was 05, I believe.
05?
Yeah.
Okay.
Summer of 05 is what we, using our deductive reasoning skills.
So Mike and I were on vacation. We did not vacation together. We were not on a nude beach somewhere together.
We were.
No, we were. Okay, that's
this
right.
Is just now coming out.
But we were on vacation, and so at the time, and again, we probably need to reset this, there was another guy in here, Greg Williams, and the Hammer hadn't been with us on the air for a dozen years or so, but he did not take vacation, and he was feeling kind of left out, I believe, at that time in his radio life, feeling that he was underappreciated. And so when we went on vacation, he wanted to do the show. Now, it could have been he didn't have any vacation because he may have racked up like 6 weeks missing the show because of whatever.
Various reasons.
Yeah, he may not have had vacation. But whatever the case...
He was here, we weren't.
He was here, and he wanted to show that he could run the show, like run the ins and outs, coming out of breaks, do everything. And at the time, I still can't remember how, or can't imagine how this would happen, but he wanted to work with someone, and he could have worked with you, Danny, because you were here.
I was here.
But he wanted to work with a friend of his and a friend of all of ours, and who is a Big P1. A guy named the Big Unit, who we've referenced for years and years and years and years.
Yes, so called because of his striking resemblance to Randy Johnson.
Kind of a disservice to
the
Jeff.
Big Unit,
because
he's a good-looking man.
Yeah, he is.
He's a good-looking man, but I mean, when you see him, that's the first thing you think about.
Right. He joins us now as well. Hello, Unit.
Hi, boys.
How are you?
Hi, Jeffrey.
I'm wonderful. Hello, Michael. Hello, Chief.
How are you, buddy?
Excellent. How about yourself?
We're doing good, man. So, Jeff, you got the phone call. And you and Greg go back a long, long time. And, you go back a long way with everybody at the radio station. But he called you probably out of the blue and said, hey, do you want to co-host this show with me, correct?
That's exactly how it went.
And you jumped on it?
Sure. I said, sure, I'll go on. Because I'd been on before. I'd filled in with, Rick on the tee box a few times.
Right.
And I've been up there, I come up there and bug you guys and whip your asses and just kind of sit around. And he just said, hey, you want to come do the show? I said, sure.
And I don't know how many guests you guys had that day. I think that Chief Kunkel was one of a handful that were on the air with you guys. Is that right, Jeff?
I think so. I think Rusty was one of the guests as well that day, I think.
Okay. I'm sure Greg wanted to be guest intensive.
Yeah.
A little bit easier to control. And so when you came up, David, it was just, hey, let's come up, let's do an interview, let's talk about everything, the city, your job, and you're like, hell yeah, I'm P1, right?
Yeah, no, it was very, very normal and natural. I knew Mike wasn't going to be there, and I thought that there was another person that would sit in as a co-host, and that's what role I was supposed to play. I didn't know that there were other people part of the program the same day.
Did you do more than one segment? Do you remember, or were you just on for one segment? Or do you remember, Jeff?
I just remember one segment.
Okay.
I just remember the one, yeah.
Okay.
It's basically the only thing I remember from that day.
So I got a phone call from Danny that day, at whatever time you were on, David, and my phone rang, and I remember sitting on the beach. And I think at that time I had one kid, and he was real little, and we were just running around watching him. And my phone rang like 3 times. I'm like, God, what's he calling for? I finally answer. And Danny goes, dude, you are not going to effing believe what just happened. And he was trying to explain it. I'm like, what? I don't, I couldn't.
Just when you get back, I'll have some audio for you, and it'll all maybe make sense at that point.
And I couldn't really process it. And you said, David, that when it happened, it wasn't as bone-jarring as it was whenever you heard it on the emergency break a couple of days later, right?
Well, no, it was, I thought it was strange that the same question was being asked 3 times. And there wasn't any kind of progress or resolution to it. But it wasn't... this guy's crazy, and why is he asking this, one question over and over again?
Right.
But the emergency break of the week, once it got the emergency break of the week, I think 5 or 6 weeks in a row, I realized this was something bigger than I could appreciate.
It was like the Jeopardy champion that wouldn't lose. No emergency break could ever top what happened there. So you guys... It happens, and everybody is dumbfounded by it, and then it took on a life of its own. And man, I remember analyzing that thing and overanalyzing it 50,000 times when we came back from vacation.
I'd like to take a look at the anatomy of what do you like this gig in the next segment.
Okay,
but I would also like to know how many times, this was 14 years ago.
Yeah,
how many times has the chief been asked that question in day-to-day life, people walking up to him and going, what, do you like this gig?
Yeah, or referencing that moment.
Yeah. Right, yeah, no, I have thousands and thousands of times.
Thousands!
It's less frequent now than it was 5 or 10 years ago, but it still is not uncommon. And surprisingly, a number of women come up and ask.
Really?
Yeah, we were in the St. Patrick's Day parade, and it was such a phenomenon because there were thousands of people screaming as loud as they can, do you like your job? No, that's not the question.
Now, Sarah Dodd is here, your wife, for all these years now. And Sarah, pull that microphone over there. Do you? I mean, you guys, you live in the center of Dallas. You lived there for 10 years down on the M Street. You're close by now too. How often would you see it when you guys would just go to dinner or whatever?
We couldn't go anywhere. I mean, this was even 10 years later. People will still come up to him and say, "Do you like this gig?" It's crazy. But we got married probably about 2 years after it happened, and everywhere we would go, people would come up and say that to him. And
were you dating at the time that it happened initially?
No, Corby. From the time we decided to get married to the time we got married was 3 months.
Oh, that's
so
right.
This was many years later.
That's right. Okay, so did you have any idea the first time that it was mentioned? Had we had a relationship by that time? Because we met.
Bit, yeah.
Yeah, I came on the Hardline, and I was a big P1, so I was familiar with it, but I didn't recognize just how epic it was. It really is pop culture history in Dallas.
Oh, truly. All right. Also, I want to get into what this was like from the standpoint of the big unit and what you, sitting in the shotgun rider chair, were thinking as you watched all this come down. Okay.
He had no idea what he was going to ask, and that's the first thing that popped in his mind.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start there with you, big unit, because it was very obvious that he, no matter what question he asked, he was not going to take whatever answer you had. He wanted to be this is our theory at least.
Yeah, that he was trying to ask a tough question.
A hard-hitting journalist. Right. And no matter how easy the question was, he was going to disagree with you or shut you up so he could be like, no, yes. And then
he was going to get something. He was going to twist it around to where there was something that he wanted, and he was going to get it one way or the other.
So in reality, a better question might have been something that had to do with, city government, or maybe the fact that the Dallas doesn't have enough cops or they're underpaid.
Anything that has to do with the police department.
But do you like your job? It's yes or no. No way.
You do not like your job.
All right, now, sitting in the shotgun rider's seat that day, Jeffrey, did you realize the magnitude of what had happened right away?
Not to the extent of where it's gone 14 years later, but I was confused as called Chief Kunkel the commissioner.
And you know where that came from? It came from Batman.
Yeah, it came from Batman.
He got that from Batman. There's no doubt, because I know we watched that show.
Well, I was when he says the commissioner, all of a sudden I started rewinding in my head. I go, did I miss something? Did the chief get promoted? Did something happen? Was there a coup down at City Hall? I just didn't understand that part of it. So I was confused at that part. But then when I turn and look at Chief Kunkel, when Greg interrupts him, and he goes, well, I don't understand the question. The look of confusion on the chief's face was priceless.
Okay, play this and crank it up again, because not only is your reaction great to this, David, but listen to your
nervous laughter,
weird laughter, because you're like, am I in some sort of time warp here? What just happened? This little laugh you have.
We were talking with the number one cop in Dallas, the number one cop, the commissioner, chief of police, David Kunkel. What, do you like this gig?
No, I love my job. It's,
that wasn't the question. Do you like your job?
No, I said, maybe I didn't understand the question.
Okay. I mean, do you like being chief of police?
Seriously, you are weirded out and you're nervous by the repeat question, which I would be too, because I feel like that he was like, the lamp was shining. He wanted to put, like it was in some sort of Dragnet scene,
right?
Where he wanted to put the lamp on you,
from the ceiling,
right? To put the screws to you, and you're just like, help me, God. Oh my God! So you didn't think anything of it that badly the moment it did happen.
No, I did not. Maybe it was Corby always called me the commish.
It wasn't me.
No, who called me? I'm sorry, not Who,
Gordo?
Gordo, maybe.
Yeah, Gordon.
Maybe it was Gordon.
I think it was Gordo. Definitely.
Okay, so that's where he got it?
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe. I mean, it didn't seem like there was an exit strategy on my part.
Yeah. And you knew immediately, Unit, that you had probably been a part of Gold?
Of ticket history?
It was great, because I looked at David, and he had this look of, like I said, utter confusion. And then I looked at Danny, and we just kind of looked and locked eyes, and I just shrugged my shoulders and put my hands up. I go, I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah, I remember. I was wondering if you were going to recall when you and I locked eyes, and my eyes just turned into that big emoji where they're just saucers. Like, what is happening?
They were huge, yes.
Yeah.
Like you were staring down a train.
Right.
It was just so... It was so funny.
And you can't imagine, speaking of Gordon, the amount of times that we've been on road trips or wherever where he's reenacted that scene as Grego. And it's always, and he's always, he sounds like Little Miss Riding Hood, like where he's just like, so we're here with the number one cop, the commissioner, the chief, David Kunkel. What, do you like this gig? And then David starts to answer. And then,
I love my job.
And then Gordon will stand up. Real demonstratively, just stand up and be like, that was not the question! Because in Grego's mind, that's what he wanted to sound like.
Yeah.
No, sir! No!
That wasn't the question.
Yes. It's glorious. It still holds up. It's still funny. There's still 500 different parts. It's just like, for me, it's like, it's Craig Rosengarten in the anus. Mm-hmm. Those are two pieces of audio that will never grow old.
And could only happen on the ticket.
Yes, for sure. Well, Commish, it's good to see you again, man.
Yes, David. Good to see you. Thank you guys for coming up.
We miss you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, Sarah, thank you very much. And anytime you guys want to come on up, hang out for an hour and sit in. And
I'll make a nice chili.
Yeah, we'll have some food for you and everything.
We live up the street, so don't tempt us.
Anytime.
All right. Yeah, we always have chili going up here.
Rivers of chili.
Unit, thanks, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Jeffrey.
Bye, Jeff.
See you.
Thank you. See you.
Love you.
All right, there you go.
Radio.
Hello?
Is Dale there?
Yeah, Mass is calling.
Yeah, this is Dan Bennett.
Okay, hold on a second.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dan Bennett.
Hello.
Dale Hansen.
Dan Bennett.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine, sir.
All right. Didn't wake you up, did I?
Nope. Chris did that.
Nah.
Stop it.
Hey, excited about the ticket thing.
Good.
Excited about that. A couple of items about it. Do you mind at least a couple of times a month co-hosting with Rocco?
Probably not. That's a little twist that I'm not sure I'd be real comfortable with.
All right, we can talk about that. I won't force that.
Where's that coming from?
Well, there's kind of reaction from him, but we can table that one. We can probably work around that one.
The only problem I got with that, I don't have any personal problems with anybody, but this guy's tried to make his name for 2 years by beating up on me.
Yeah.
And now I'm supposed to sit there and do what?
Yeah.
I don't want to sit there and get into a pissing match with him on the air and play some kind of a fake deal,
No, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I wanted, and we can table that one. The one that I think you might have a problem with, and again, this is coming from me because I'm getting hammered on this thing. Because we have you on, all the other stations that advertise with us are saying, "Can we get our guy up?" And just a thought, just hear me out.
Can we do what now? Yeah.
Well, all the other stations, 4, 5, 11.
Oh yeah.
They've been making a big deal about you being on. So just play along with me just for a second.
All right.
What if we had Murray, Jensen, Ducey, maybe Laufenberg once a month?
What, you mean on my time frame?
Yeah. Well, on with you.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, are you serious?
Well, it's just ideas for kicking around.
Yeah. No, I can't do that. You can put them on. I don't care about if you want to hire them and put them on, but obviously I don't want to come off like the egotistical here, but I mean, I think there's a reason you got me on your station instead of Scott Murray.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
I mean, I realize that puts you. I mean, you can't very well say that to people who advertise with you, but
hey, could you hold on just for a second?
Sure.
Hang on just for a second. Someone else. I'm gonna turn the phone over to somebody.
Yeah, no problem.
Deal?
Yeah.
It's Norm.
Yeah, Norm.
Whatever you do, don't fall for another prank call.
Oh, you got him.
I'm sorry, this is your ticket initiation.
This is like when a rookie comes into the NHL, they roll him in a carpet and shave his head. I can't believe you fell for another one.
This is getting ridiculous. They got me again. But why do I have a feeling that last line about a reason I'm on the air is going to be played over and over?
We dumped the one part.
Yeah, we had to dump you at one point.
We dumped the one part.
Yeah, when you use another name for Richard, we had to dump that.
Yeah, I think that's only fair. Oh, God. Who was that, Bennett, though?
No, that was Giorgio's Dan Bennett. Isn't that greatness?
You're kidding me. I swear to God, you're dead on.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God, you guys are killing me.
See, this only works on you about every 3 years. We have to space it out.
Yeah, we had to wait 3 years before we tried it again.
Well, I sat there, I bought the Rocco thing completely, and then I started to waver, but then I thought, well, no, I mean, again, the delivery and everything was too good. But I thought, you want me to co-host with Brian and Scott? I said, what the hell?
Well, we are excited about you coming to the ticket.
Yeah, I appreciate so am I.
So excited that we thought.
I think it's amazing. I've been getting calls on it at Channel 8 and everything, so it's going to be a ride. I'm not sure. I'm young enough to keep up with you guys with this kind of nonsense. Oh God, that's funny.
Well, welcome to the ticket. You've now officially been initiated into the fraternity.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, we'll see ya. The great Dale Hansen, who never gets mad. He always just laughs and plays along. Right.
When radio is left out in the sun way too long, it's rotten radio on the ticket.
Where are we going to go, fellas? And tell me that's the wrong story. Tell me what we're going to, folks. We're having a grand time here. Well, I tell you what, we'll do this. Just a week after the best in the National Football League and the NHL go front and center, the best in the NBA get a chance to strut their stuff. It's the annual All-Star Game played in Atlanta tonight. Two members of the Mavericks taking part in this one. We're talking about Dirk Nowitzki and Steve Nash, and they tell me that game now has gone to a double overtime, so we'll hold off on that as yet. Just give me the name of the story we're going to, fellas, and we'll go from there. No, tell me what the highlights are. Okay? Okay. Hard hits on the football field are nothing new, but at least it's
so bad. You know when when Scott is in full.
It's Hammer and Rhymes. They are the Hardline. Sometimes they ain't kind. People don't have their acts together. It's time to try some. Get some HSOs on pub. And hey, you feel my power, don't you? We've got some friggin' in the riggin'. Turn on the hotline, listen to it wherever you go. It's a wacky and funny show for everyone to hear. Turn on the hotline.
time to rip your play-by-play. Turn on the hotline, take it with you wherever you go. It's a wacky and funny show for everyone to hear. Turn on the hotline, they just might break a radio rule. Be a part of the 11.5. But only 4 hours are live. Hammer rhymes. And I hope this song's not too failed for the air. For it will end up on Spin or Spare. Turn on the hotline, take it with you wherever you go. It's a wacky and funny show for everyone to hear. Turn on the hotline, 'cause they'll always talk about the great game. They'll talk Rangers and Odd Howe. Tell us all what's in the future for them now. Hammer and rhymes. Turn on the hardline now. Turn on the hardline now.
The very best of the worst. It's Rotten Radio.
Yesterday was a very sad day for us here on the morning shows. We learned of the passing of our old friend Seattle Slew, the Triple Crown winner, our horse racing expert. He had joined us for years and years and years as our expert. And this morning, as part of our tribute to him, we'll talk more about our feelings of loss with you, the P1s, after this service. But we're going to try to carry the memorial service for Seattle Slew live, which is going down in Churchill Downs. In fact, it should be any moment now. Gordo, you've been monitoring this.
Yes, Greg, we're monitoring the feed from Churchill Downs. A pretty big funeral service that they're having for him. They've, of course, got a lot of famous people from the horse racing world, and it's pretty sad to see Seattle Slew go. We're hearing that they're getting ready to start the thing. So if we want to go ahead, Jeremy, and pot it up, we can. Yeah, they've already started.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to remember, pay tribute, and lay to rest a horse racing legend, Seattle Slew. He was the last Triple Crown winner that was still alive, that is, until we found his dirty dead body in his stall. He was a legend as a racer and as a sire. Running was his first love. Making love was his second love. He was as beautiful and well-spoken a horse as we have ever known. Those who knew Seattle Slew knew him. One of those who knew him well was broadcaster and horse racing expert, here to eulogize Seattle Slew this morning from the Ticket in Dallas. Very live and very local there, Mr. Norm Hitzges. Wait, you hold your applause, please. This is a memorial.
Please don't do that. Thank you. Thank you very much. We're here today to pay tribute. Something very close to my heart. Horse racing and gambling. Seattle Slew, what a horse. I mean, look at him there in his casket. Look at that face. Look at those teeth. He wasn't from Seattle, but he had a slew of victories. Knock it off. Just knock it off. He was a jokester, Seattle was. He kept us laughing. I remember back in the 70s when he was about to win the Marlboro Cup. In fact, he affirmed that next week when he was going through training runs, he wore a t-shirt that said, "Affirm this!" Next, 77, right after he was about to win the Kentucky Derby, I asked Seattle, was he going to win? And he said, "Norm, you bet." And I said, "Seattle, I always bet." He was a great horse, a great racer, a great promoter of the sport, and he was a hell of a stud. I mean, wow, did you see the whoa? I mean, this guy was... Seattle, farewell, my friend, my beast of burden.
Thank you very much. That was Norm Hitzges. And by the way, you can meet Norm this morning at Tech Skills in Addison. Come on out and watch Norm and see what Tech Skills has to offer all today from 10 until noon. Addison, Tollway and Quorum on the ticket.
Thank you.
Next, to eulogize the great horse racer, Seattle Slew, we are honored to have in our presence here today in Kentucky, the Churchill Downs, former President of the United States of America, William Jefferson Clinton. This is a funeral service. Please, no applause.
I appreciate it. Thank you. What a great horse. Seattle Slew is someone I admired, not only for his wins on the track, but the amount of babes that he bagged.
You're listening to live coverage of the Seattle Slew funeral from Churchill Downs on the ticket.
I like those. I love Seattle, as a matter of fact. Of course, he wasn't my favorite horse of all time. I mean, I liked him and all, but he wasn't my favorite. That was Cigar. Yeah.
This is former President Bill Clinton speaking.
Oh, no, I look back at the 70s as it was a heyday for horse racing. A firm secretariat, Seattle Slew. I also look back at the 70s as a great decade to blow some dubage. What we did to me in Seattle.
People.
But, no, seriously, Seattle could party. In fact, he came to the White House one weekend when Hillary was out of town. We went through 4 cases of beer in 2 days. We also went through 5 interns and 5 fillies. Hey, listen, I'm joking around a lot, but seriously, I will miss him. He was a friend. And when I had my time of need, he comforted me, called me at the White House and said, "Attaboy, Bill." She's pretty good looking. Thank you.
Okay,
and,
thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for coming.
you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
That's enough. Thank you. Please hold your applause.
We're listening to continuing coverage of the Seattle Slew funeral from Churchill Downs.
Seattle Slew was a great, great communicator, and he loved all of you very dearly. He wanted to speak to you at his own funeral service, but of course he can't because he's dead. So a short time ago, Seattle Slew recorded this message to be played upon his passing. Here now, a video message from Seattle Slew to all of you, his loved ones.
We ready? Okay. Well, hello, friends, fans, and family, and thank you for coming. I know this is weird, hearing from me after my passing. I just hope I didn't die while in the bedroom of one of your wives. No, I'm teasing, but I know you will shed many tears today, and I know that your pain is deep and sharp for the moment, but I assure you it will blunt with time when you realize that life is for living and not for dwelling in the dead. And I've had a very good life, as is evidenced by the 148 kids sitting in the first 40 pews here today. I won some races and I ate some hay. And I think you can agree that that's a pretty good life for someone like me. I'm pretty sure I'm in a much better place today. At least they're pretty good odds. I don't know. I'm sure that Hitchkus is here today and he's putting money down one way or the other. Let's just hope I'm in a place where I'm not so nervous all the time. No, I'm teasing, of course. I assume that if this is happening before the year 2005, that the ticket's probably carrying it live, so shout out to those listening on 1310 and of course 1700 up in Big Sky Country and 1041 on your FM dial. I just want to say something before I leave you that has been plaguing my conscience for all of my years. I cheated in every race. And I'm sorry for that. Goodbye, and God bless.
Oh,
Was that good? I didn't cuss, did I?
No, stop it. That was a video message from Seattle Slew, Triple Crown winner in 1978. Offspring here today, and now very dead. Now we lay the gentle horse to sleep. You gave us thrills, you gave us children. Now we will see your mane, nevermore, nevermore.
Read the parents.
Sleep well, my bridled beast of labor. Amen. Okay, let's get him 6 feet under. Come on, what do you say?
Oh
my God.
Okay, that
listening live to.
You were listening live to the Seattle Slew funeral at Churchill Downs.
I need a moment.
Wow.
Let's get back to Rotten Radio on the Ticket.
Welcome to the program. Joining us on the phone, Bevo. Good morning, Bevo.
Hello, guys. How are y'all doing on this fine day?
Well, we're doing just fine. Thanks a lot for your time. I know this is always a big week for you.
Well, of course it is a big deal for me, and I'm here in Dallas for the big game this weekend, as you mentioned, staying here at the Radisson Hotel.
Really?
Now, we're told that there are, you're I don't know, the 10th or 12th Bevo. Is that how it works, that you guys just replace the Bevo?
There have been a succession of Bevos. I'm a Bevo. My daddy was a Bevo. His daddy was a Bevo, but I doubt my son will be a Bevo.
Huh. Why is that?
I'm gay. I have no children.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. If you... Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I'm teasing.
Okay.
And, of course, I am. But it's real nice. I always enjoy coming to Dallas. I don't particularly enjoy the Texas OU game or weekend, but I like having my suite here. Of course, I have to have a suite because I sleep standing up.
Right.
And
Yeah.
plus, you never know when a couple of OU cheerleaders will show up for some hot love. So,
Well, why don't you like the game?
oh, it's just there's so many things about it that I don't like. Number one, I have to stand out there without wearing pants.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. They never let me have a bathroom break, so I just have to let fly on the field. That's not fun. Plus, you got the cannon that goes off, and they just have me so tanked up all the time on drugs.
Yeah. That you're just addicted to them by now, I guess.
Oh yeah, I'm a total addict now. It started off with taking Lasix and Valium and Ritalin and GHB, the date rape drug, and of course Imodium AD to control some of the on the field stuff. But,
right.
Yeah.
And now I'm hooked on H. I'm a heroin addict.
God,
and
it's awful.
Yeah, I'm full-blown smack addict now. And so, as a matter of fact, I'm waiting on a courier to bring over some Mexican black tar.
You're not.
Stay away from that stuff.
You're not to the point where you're shooting up between your hooves now, are you?
Yeah, that's the only place I can find a vein now.
Oh gosh, Bevo.
Yeah. Well, what happened, George, was I'm trying to get off methadone, so that's why I started the heroin.
Oh, wow.
Well, you are a drugged up bull.
We always heard that they had you drugged up in the end zone, but we had no idea.
Well, when you have a life like me, like, for example, today, I'm going to stand around in the parking lot of a Kroger and let kids touch me. That's a real freaking highlight to a life, isn't it?
Yeah, that is kind of beaten. What about those silver spurs, those guys who handle you? Are they pretty nice to you?
Well, the ones I got now, they're all right. I've had some weird ones in the past.
Yeah?
Guy who lives up in Texas now, up in Dallas now. Sorry. Tom Hicks.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he used to be a Bevo handler.
Yeah, he was really a first-class grade A weirdo. It was strange. He used to host these, what he would call Bevo parties, where I was the guest of honor, and the only problem was we were the only two invited.
That is odd.
And he'd put on some Kenny G and take off all his clothes and drape himself across my back. And
wow.
Then he'd read me some Walt Whitman poetry.
Well, that's weird.
And when I didn't want to take the next step with him, he'd become abusive with me. He'd put wine corks on my horns, rendering me defenseless. And then he'd punch me in the face with a coconut pie and some poor business deals. We always had those lying around. So we left, of course, a strained relationship. But he called me actually recently after the D Magazine article came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, asked to borrow $5. Hey, while I got you guys on the line, what happened to David Robinson?
They just decided to go in a different direction on the hot spot.
He rode me one time.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he sure did. It was some promotion we were doing. It looked like Emmanuel Lewis on a woolly mammoth.
What do you think of Mac Brown and the team's chances this year?
George, I was against the Mac Brown hire.
Oh, gosh.
I was on the selection committee.
Bevo is on the selection committee.
There was some impression I got from him. I just thought he was too much of a used car salesman.
Huh.
He apologizes way too much. That bothers me.
Yeah.
And I wonder about him, too, because I've caught him several times at night wandering around behind me.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I told him, I turned around, got in his face, said, Mac, you better, back up or I'll run you out of town like I did John Malkovich. Hey, can I mention something while I have you here?
Oh, sure. Go right ahead.
Mention something about mascots. Rowdy sure does suck.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you there.
He's so derivative. He's doing things I did 25 years ago. The waving the extra point's no good. That's mine.
Is it really?
I used to ride around on a four-wheeler, perform at kids' birthday parties, that sort of thing, and now he's doing it. So.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Anyway, I'm so beaten by these cannons and the drugs and the crowds and the Sooners and the Longhorn fans. I don't think I can make it through another weekend, so y'all pray I don't off myself.
Well, yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that, Bevo, for gosh sakes.
Matter of fact, I have a pistol right here, so no hamburgers.
All right. Now joining us from the floorboard here in the ticket studio. If you want to open, George, can you reach his little mouse door and let the ticket mouse out of his floorboard home and up onto the chair there, and we say, Happy New Year, Ticket Mouse. How are you?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Hey, good. You okay? You got up there all right?
Oh, I'm fine. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
we can
sure.
hear you okay.
Well, good to see you guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year
to you, Ticket Mouse.
I had a pretty wild New Year's Eve.
Did you? What'd you do?
I went to a mouse topless club and got a bunch of lap dances.
Oh, God.
Didn't know they had those.
Oh, yeah, there was this one mouse that was up on stage. She was so hot. She was standing up there and dancing around, and her 6 boobies were kind of just jiggling around. And then a couple rats showed up, and everybody cleared out when they started shooting.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
What a bad scene.
They were hood rats. Oh, God.
Man.
Oh, I'm ready for the new year. I had a rough year last year, so I'm ready for this one to be good.
2010 wasn't that great.
No,
huh?
it was. It was almost as rough a year as the year that I lived with Richard Gere. That was bad.
What was it?
He involved me in something called rodent play. It was so horrible.
Yeah,
it was.
let's go no further.
But I got the best of him because while I was up there, I bit his pancreas.
Oh, my God.
And I speed bagged his gallbladder. So I hurt him pretty good.
Yeah, well, let's stay away from that.
Yeah, my year was kind of rough. I was working at this lab, and I was involved in some experimental hormone replacement therapy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they gave me girl hormones, and my boobs got big.
Yeah. That's tough work.
Oh, God. I'm worried about this new defensive coordinator for the Cowboys.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, it's Rob Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm worried. What if he has a mouse foot fetish like his brother?
All right, wait a minute. His brother doesn't have a mouse foot fetish.
Well, I had a foot fetish. Remember those videos?
Yeah, right.
That old wife of his? She was sticking her stinkies out of that car. Oh, God. He wanted to lick them and smell them.
Yeah. I don't know if that really relates to Rob.
Oh, what an idiot. Oh, God. But, yeah, Rob wouldn't like my mouse feet. I mean, look at this mouse foot here.
Yeah.
Looks like a damn chicken claw. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, man.
Oh, so yeah, you guys how you doing?
Doing great. Have you been drinking Ticket Mouse?
Oh, God. Well, there was some leftover eggnog in the break room.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, so anyway, I was in that big punch bowl in there.
Oh, no.
Doing the backstroke. Because I'm a mouse. Oh, God. Oh, so I have some New Year's resolutions.
Oh, let's hear them.
Well, I want to start eating some real food and not just table scraps and stuff that falls out of Norm's mustache. I want to go to a fine restaurant and swim around in the soup and hop up and down on the steaks. So I want to do that for sure.
Okay.
So maybe one of you guys could take me.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know
George?
if it's a nice restaurant if they really want to take a mouse
Come on,
into it.
George, take me to your fancy restaurant.
Do you enjoy going to new restaurants?
I like trying new restaurants, and I like only the best food. Doesn't old Gordo say that?
Yeah.
Like JR's or something?
Yeah, sure enough.
Maybe he'll take you there.
Another thing I'm resolved to do is to stop stealing Norm's pain pills out of his bag.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, God, I take one of those and I don't care about nothing for about a week.
They're probably too powerful for your little body.
Yeah, Norm's always hopped up on those things.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to meet somebody famous at the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, like Usher or somebody like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
That'd be great. I'd be all up in the club with him.
We could arrange that, I bet.
Can you do that?
Yeah, come on
I
down
want
to
to
the
meet
media
some of
center.
those rappers.
Okay.
Those rappers. The only rappers I've met are the ones that I find blowing outside the McDonald's. But I eat all the crumbs.
Yeah, sure.
And I want to get in shape. You know, a lot of people have that one.
Oh, yeah.
But I just can't find any things to help me get in shape. I mean, I run a lot,
Well,
but...
you know what? This is quite a coincidence because we got you a holiday gift and we haven't been able to present it yet. And we thought you might want to get in shape. And so George and I went in and we got you a pair of 20-pound barbells. So here you go.
But those are too much for me.
No, just for bench pressing.
No, really, I don't need them.
I think you work your way
anyway.
up. But here, catch.
No, it's no.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry.
Square on the head. What are you doing? Throwing it to him.
I guess I shouldn't have tossed him. I just thought figured he was strong enough to.
Well, rolling it probably would have been a better idea.
Are you okay?
My lungs are crushed.
They are? Oh, my God.
You want one of Norm's pain pills?
I've already taken one this morning.
Gosh, I'm so...
Don't want to double up.
Right. So sorry, Ticket Mouse. Is there anything we can do? Do you need to be rushed to the vet?
Jesus.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's seeing things.
I see Mouse, Jesus.
Well, it goes through this routine all the time. He overacts.
What's he look like?
He's so beautiful. With his mouse face and his Jesus beard.
I feel so bad, Ticket Mouse.
He's fine.
I'm not gonna make it, boys.
Yes, you are.
I must tell you something before I die.
Okay.
2 things. I love you.
Oh, that's sweet.
I love you so much.
That's sweet.
And the other thing is, I killed a bunch of girls in the Northwest.
Well,
in the 70s.
At least he hasn't been around that long.
At least you got that off your chest.
And he's just throwing out crazies. Don't listen to a word he says now.
Is that you, Mary? I see you, Mary.
All right, get
Ticket
someone
Mouse?
call an ambulance. This isn't good. Oh my gosh, I've killed him. I killed the
Now he's
Ticket
not even
Mouse.
talking. Or
it was an accident.
Breathing.
Complete accident.
You homo!
Oh, thank God.
He's
You
done it
didn't
again.
crush my lungs, you just grazed my taint.
Thank God.
He's alive and well. The Ticket Mouse. See ya, Ticket Mouse.
An hour
8:49
ago, I told you the story of taking action against those pesky squirrels, those tree rats. I took Gordo's advice, and I went out and bought a BB gun yesterday and spent 4 hours a squirrel hunt around my property, which is a very small property. It's my house in the middle of Dallas. It's not a big acreage.
It's like a big hunt.
So it took me about 10 seconds to go from the front to the back of my property hunting squirrels, but I did that for 4 hours and had a blast. Well, somebody says they want to join this conversation, and so joining us now on the Buyer's Barricade Ticket Hotline is, I don't know, this is a surprise. Who is this?
Well, it's so glad. I'm so happy here to be on your show.
And who are you?
My name is Godspell Sylvester McSquirrel, and I'm the innocent little woodland creature that you mowed down in cold blood yesterday.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I did hit one squirrel with a BB, and so you're that squirrel?
Shut up. Listen to me. I'm here to tell you that you have messed with the wrong squirrel.
Uh-oh.
You started this war, Junior.
No, you started it.
You drew first blood. You hear me?
You were destroying my flower beds.
See, I know what you think. You think that we're all just dumb little rats with bushy tails who don't have a lick of sense, right?
Right.
Let me tell you something, Junior. You're about to reap the whirlwind, you bitch.
Whoa.
You have messed with the wrong woodland creature. You see, I've been in your neighborhood for 3 years, all right? I lived on your property for 2 of those years.
Uh-huh.
I know your habits. I watch you.
That's creepy.
I see when you eat dinner. I see when you go for your bike rides in your little costume. All right?
Right.
I see the steady stream of men coming and going at all hours of the day.
No, I don't know what you're talking about there.
Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about? Let me ask you this. Does 5:30 to 10 a.m. sound familiar, Junior?
Yeah, that's our time shift at work.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's the time I know that you won't be home.
Okay, so everybody knows that.
Yeah. Junior. Yeah, right. I know you. I know what you like. I know that when you get home today, for example, that you're going to be saying, "Oh no, my poor little lights don't work anymore. What happened to the wiring?" Yeah. I know you'll be saying, "Oh no, look at this. Some small animal is taking a dump on my Stratocaster. What am I going to play my U2? I don't know."
You better not, because I got heavy artillery now.
Oh, me, stupid little Junior. I can't ride my bike with these tires that have been shredded with these odd little teeth marks. Who could have done it?
How'd that BB taste yesterday?
Hey, let me tell you what. Is that George, this so-called co-host?
Yeah.
You shut your trap, George.
I just asked how you were doing after getting shot.
Believe me, I have buddies that live out there in that BFE you live in. We can take you down, too.
Okay, bring it.
You don't want to get in the middle of this, George.
Speaking of the BB...
Get in the middle of it. This is Junior's
Okay, all right.
Speaking of the BB, I thought when you fell from that tree branch that I killed you.
Nah, you didn't kill me. Look, I ain't going to say that you didn't do nothing to me, all right?
Mm-hmm.
You pointed your rifle at me, and you hit me with .177 inches of urban justice. Look, and I got to give you credit for that. And yeah, it hurt. It hurt. I had to get medical attention off the grid. I couldn't walk into a hospital.
That's right.
Squirrel, yeah, you can't do
And you're
that.
a criminal.
The police, right? So I'm talking back alley medicine from some drunk vet who lost his license 10 years ago.
Where did he hit you?
I'm talking a belt of whiskey and a sewing needle suture. He hit me right in the ass. Right in the ass.
That's gotta hurt.
Oh, it hurt like hell. Still hurts like hell.
Good.
I need penicillin like you won't believe. This thing's getting infected.
Good. And there's more where that came from.
There ain't more where that came from, buddy. You just try to find that BB rifle when you get home. Me and about 13 of my buddies, we drug that thing to a tree where you'll never find it.
Nah, because I put it in my BB gun safe.
Never find it. Let me tell you this. I swear to God, Jesus Squirrel. You are going to rue the day, Junior. Rue the day that you started messing with us.
All right, you bring it on.
Down.
You bring it
down, and this time it's not on another man. You're just going down.
Jeez. Oh, he's gone.
He is besmirching me. I will not have a squirrel besmirch me.
That's what they do.
Hey, bring it on, whatever your weird name is.
It's like delicious. We were paying rapt attention to this.
This is delicious.
This is delicious. This is delicious.
So why do you want to do that? That's my question to you.
Gordo, just walk out of there, Gordo. Just walk out. Just say, "Hey, I'm leaving,"
Right.
and walk. And he can't assault you. He can't physically hold you there.
Right. All right. Jerry, come on.
That's
don't
what I do.
physically. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. You are touching me. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for that. Just don't touch me. Just don't touch me.
Nobody's touching you.
Yes, you are. You're pushing me. You are now pushing me. You're now pushing me. I'm going back to our broadcast site. You can go about your business.
The Jedi mind
There's no
trick.
need for
Yeah, there's no need.
No need for this.
No need.
You can go about your business. These aren't the droids you're looking for.
No need.
And he was doing a little trick of his own there because he was pushing me and grabbing me and doing all that. And he was saying, "I'm not touching you. I'm not touching," because he knew that we were being broadcast.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah,
awesome.
Smart on his part.
I'm going back to our broadcast site. You can go about your business. There's no need for this. There's no need for this.
I'm about to really
Just keep on walking, Gordo. Walk out of there. And
Come on. Come on, this is ridiculous.
Talk to the police. They're here.
Huh?
Like, talk to the
No,
police.
now you're pushing. All right, now he's starting to get very physical.
oh,
Very
boy.
physical. Mark the tape. Mark the tape. I'm going to try another route.
I hate myself there.
Mark that
the
tape.
Mark that tape. We got that on tape. Die.
Are you telling your former self to die?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
All right. So, did you crawl underneath his legs?
Crawled, yes, underneath his legs.
And is he chasing you, kind of? Or?
No, I don't remember him chasing me. I remember walking very briskly, trying to get to the exit of Lambeau Field after this.
Okay. By the way, congratulations for remaining on the telephone.
That's right. Yeah.
Because I don't know if I would have kept that thing going.
Yeah. What other choice did I have? Just hang it up?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah, you could have.
We're about to find out.
Yeah. So, are we ready for the
Yeah,
last
let's do it.
cut? Okay. So this is. I do my little escape from him, and I'm almost outside of Lambeau Field. I'm walking as fast as I can, and I hear approaching footsteps.
Yeah.
And someone is running full speed back behind me with the clippity clop of like either dress shoes or police shoes. These weren't sneakers. So I almost get out of Lambeau Field, and then you'll hear the ending of my broadcast. I'd been on. This went on for
7 minutes.
No. We were on for like an hour.
It was
right?
like, an hour for sure. Because I remember early on, Mike tried to sneak in a very proper time check, and it was 4:07. And I think this drug on well into the 5 o'clock hour.
So, but
no breaks.
No.
Oh, no, we were taking breaks. We would go back to it. Yeah.
Okay.
But this was the end of my portion of contributing to the Hardline that afternoon.
All right. There we go.
What happened?
Huh?
There we go. What happened?
Well, I just went on by him. Now we got the sound of sirens out here.
So have you found a way out yet?
Working on it.
Love that.
Well, where are you? Where are you? You got to do some play-by-play here, Gordo.
Well, I'm walking up under the bleachers right now, up under the stadium, where they have the concession and all that business.
Okay, well, then you're about to be out of there. Yeah, you are about to be out of there, aren't you? Has the worst passed yet?
Are you feeding them questions?
Yes. You can hear Kat in the background.
Because
Like you don't know how this works.
I know.
Working them like a puppet master, and they're working me like a puppet master.
Yes, I am feeding them questions off air.
You are about to be out of there, aren't you?
Has the worst passed yet?
Huh?
Has the worst passed?
I think so.
Okay, well then get out of there and get back over here. And
Was he talking to somebody?
What's that? All right, now there was a guy that just grabbed me. A cop, right? All right, that's a cop. He grabbed me by the shirt and tore the shirt. What are you doing with the phone?
Uh-oh.
That's the end of it.
I think we got a mess on our hands now, don't we? Oh, boy.
And boy, did we. So that cop, he grabs my shirt, and it ripped. I could hear it rip. Okay, so he tore the down the shoulder, spun me around. He grabs the phone out of my hand and he turned it off.
Yeah.
And then I got down on my knees and tried to offer him some relief.
Just some kid stuff?
No. He threw me in handcuffs and put me in the back of his squad car. And at this point, I'm freaked because I've never been arrested before. And as a matter of fact, I would not have predicted this, but 20 years later, and I've never been arrested since. I would have thought I would have turned. I thought I would turn to a life of crime. This broke the maidenhead, and so I would have gone on and.
Now, did you guys know what? Did you walk over there to see?
No, here's what we did. Here's what we did. We went to break and came back and took a call from Pig Boy in North Dallas.
We went on about our show. Talk. They completely abandoned me.
We were freaking out, but we didn't know what to do.
We had a show to do.
Did you guys think that somehow you were complicit? That if you walked over there, they would cuff you?
No, it wasn't about that. Seriously, we had to finish the show. We probably had an hour or so to go. What are we going to do?
Well, you could at least address what had just happened.
Well,
you came back from break, and you guys acted like that didn't even happen, and the P1s had to be like, wait they're not even going to talk about what just happened.
That's probably true.
I think we did address it.
Maybe a little bit, but I think we probably went on with our segment.
I was listening, man. I was wrapped.
I think we did address
some of it.
But
the problem logistically that we really did have is, one, he had our only phone, and the keys to our car were in his pocket, Gordo's pocket, and the van was at the field. So we had no place to go and nothing to do. We're really finding out if he is in trouble and he's going to get thrown in jail. We start asking, where do they take Gordo? Where's the jail? Is he going to get his one phone call? But who's he going to call? We don't have cell phones. We don't know what to do.
So I went to prison. Not prison, jail.
So when you went to jail, were you allowed a phone call?
I don't remember being allowed a phone. I don't remember that part of it.
I had to call the studio collect.
I remember getting the mug shot.
Printed all that?
Is freaky.
Like fingerprinted?
Look forward, look to the side. Yes, fingerprinted.
What was the charge? Trespassing?
Yes.
Not like evading arrest or anything like that? It was just trespassing?
It was just trespassing. and I got thrown into a jail cell with some guy named Quincy.
All right.
Oh, that's right.
I remember the name Quincy.
Yeah.
So you guys, you finished the show at 7 o'clock.
So while they're doing the show, I'm literally calling from the payphone at the sports bar, collect to the station to talk to our PD at the time, Bruce Gilbert, and tell him what's happening. And we're trying to figure out how much it's going to cost. How do we get him out of jail? We're talking to the locals there at the bar that are having us, trying to get information because none of us have ever gone through this before. We don't know what to do. We have no ride to get to the jail. We have no way to talk to Gordo.
There was no Uber at the time.
Did somebody take you guys to the jail?
One of the waitresses there that we mentioned in an earlier segment ended up loading me, Grego, and Ryan's in her car and driving us to the Brown County Jail. And somehow...
And this was hours later.
Because we had to raise the cash. We didn't have ATM. There was no debit cards.
God!
So, and this was like after the show. It was at least 2 hours after the show had ended. And as each hour ticks by, I'm going... Those sons of bitches are going to leave me in here all night. They're taking advantage of this.
And meanwhile, we were scrambling as hard as we could to try to figure this out. And it's such a different time.
All night. Believe me, all of our efforts
I was in there with Quincy.
All of our efforts from the end of the show on were toward getting you out of there.
But I didn't know that, and I did become convinced that you guys were going to leave me in there as a bit of ball busting.
Were you... You didn't have a jacket or anything, so it was just your ripped shirt in there in jail?
No, I went jacket off for this.
Here we go.
I mean, it was jail. What else are you going to do?
They didn't give you a jumpsuit or anything like that?
No, I was in my regular outfit, but I was in there with this guy named Quincy, and I asked him, I said, I didn't know whether you were supposed to not talk or eventually talk, or I knew I was trying to act like a badass because I didn't want to get my ass kicked. And I didn't want my first time with a man to be under those circumstances. And so,
was Quincy white?
What does that matter?
Quincy was a person, Corby.
That's all I saw.
I hope you all die tonight.
So I asked Quincy, I said, what are you in here for? And he said, attempted murder. And I said, same here.
Yeah.
Left it at that.
Exactly, my friend.
And eventually, Quincy and I formed a soccer team.
Right.
And
Who broke your arm?
And then we broke a leg. And then we got out of there.
And so when you guys, what was it, 3 hours? 2
Probably
hours?
2 or 3 hours later.
Yeah. Do you remember what the bail was?
Like $600. Yeah, $600. And
how did you get the money?
I think we had to go somewhere like where you wired Western Union. I'm telling you, this is
it's like it was like 1897.
Yes, it's weird. So we had to go somewhere where there was a Western Union office, which back then could have been in a convenience store, a drugstore, or a bank. But see, banks were closed because it was after 7 o'clock to get the cash because you can't pay with a check. Not that we had any.
And you can't get that much out of an ATM.
Oh, so that waitress just drove you guys around all night?
Yeah.
Until you got Gordon and the keys to the car?
Yeah, we went there, got them. We had to go somewhere to get the money. We had to go to the Brown County Jail, and then you don't just pay and they let them out in 2 seconds. You have to wait, and then we got back to the stadium to get the minivan because Gordo had the keys to the car.
You know what? I'm surprised that this wasn't some case where they didn't keep you overnight because it was Lambeau Field. Mm-hmm. It's not like it was, you were loitering or
a sacred place,
urinating in public or whatever. I mean, you were on the field. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have been surprised at all if they would have said, no. He's in here for the night.
I was so happy when those guys showed up.
Because you were so hungry.
Yes. I was emaciated. I had already had 2 teardrop tattoos on one eye.
If this were Lambeau Field of today, number one, there's no way that anybody could just get in there and wander around today because they've got it all built up and everything now, and they didn't back then. But if it were the Lambeau,
you forgot number 2, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I didn't forget number 2. If it were the Lambeau Field of today, then it would have just, I don't know, the whole thing would have worked out completely differently.
Yeah, I think that you guys were really lucky that this is all that happened.
Doing.
Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah, I thought about fighting it.
I remember that.
Did you go back? Did you go back to court?
We discussed that. We discussed going back up there because I got a court date, and we discussed going back up there and making a big production out of it. Like we were going to broadcast live from up there and try to carry the courtroom proceedings, and I was determined I was going to, quote, put the whole system on trial.
We had gotten so much press from this. We got newspaper articles written in Wisconsin, Chicago, Dallas. Everybody was doing a story on this. Everybody. It was huge publicity.
It was huge news up there.
Did you know, because it's really hard to process things like this, especially like you're young and all that, but were you sitting in jail going, this is going to be really a big deal? Or were you freaking out? No, I mean like a big deal from publicity. But you weren't thinking in those terms.
There were 2 minds thinking here. One was the young tough guy. Hey, this is just going to be good publicity for us. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care nothing about it. And the other part of me is going, oh God, my parents are going to be mad at me. They're going to be upset. They're just going to be worse. They're going to be disappointed. Oh no. So I was still like upset that my parents were having to hear about this. And I was gotten arrested.
Every time something like this happened, although this hadn't happened before, I was always worried, and I think Mike and Greg were too, is that we were going to get in serious trouble. We were going to get fired.
Yeah, we were.
I mean, we got still young. The station was still really young.
Yes, we had just gotten someone arrested live on the air on our show on a trip that they sent us to
and paid for.
And
paid for.
So scared.
It was a relatively new company that had just bought us.
Yes.
Or I guess the acquisition was new. And
yes.
Wow.
They were not terribly familiar with our ways, nor we with them. Yeah. We didn't know too much about them.
We had a new program director that only been there for a couple months, having to deal. So we have no advocate.
There are all kinds of variables in play here.
Luckily, Bruce could speak their language when he called up there.
Hey there, I'm encouraging everyone to cooperate.
So you told the story you didn't wait till Monday. You did it the next day.
No, we did it the next day because that was the other thing is I just remember all of us, by the time all of this was done, we ate and whatever, we were back at the hotel. It was like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and he had to get up. And so we all got up with him and went to do the rant back over At the sports bar, like when you were going on at 7 o'clock in the morning, wasn't it? Or 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
Like when it was the early rant.
That was a tough night. There was one moment where I climbed on top of a chair and had a Brooksy type moment.
Right.
Because I'd become institutionalized.
Yes.
I'd been in
You were part of
jail
the system.
for so long.
Did you get a part-time job sacking groceries?
I did. And the world was moving much too fast for me.
Well, there you have it, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, also starring Danny Paul. I'm so hungover. Kevin Scott, Psycho Dave, and Corby Davidson as the Cobra. So sit back, relax, because it's time for America's favorite sports show, The Hardline.